Welcome to Magnos Simulator App. Thanks to this application, you'll be able to rapidly evaluate, in complete autonomy, different magnetic clamping conditions in milling and turning applications to get a first intuitive outcome about the machining sustainability on a given workpiece clamped on standard Magnos products. The application is available in a responsive web version or downloadable from the main app stores for smartphones and tablets. To get started, you need to enter your username and password. If you do not have credentials, please contact Magnos Simulator at spd.it. Within the homepage, you can select your language from English, German, Italian, Spanish, and French. In the upper right corner, you can also access your account details, logout, terms and conditions of use and privacy policy. On the homepage, you can launch a simulation between the two available options. Sales agents and Schunk and SPD employees also have access to Contact and Library section. At the bottom of the homepage, it will always be possible to review this tutorial or consult the downloadable PDF version. The lower Fab button allows access to other functions, highlighted in blue when available, like the Help button, which displays help and tips related to the apps page. The Preset button, which allows you to select pre-compiled cases and consult specifications. The Start button, to launch the simulation you just set up. The Contact button, to attach the result of a simulation to a contact request. If you have any doubts or need to evaluate special magnetic clamping conditions, Magnos experts are available for help. Now you're ready to run a simulation. To run a simulation on milling applications, select the MFR/MFP option. The simulation consists of 4 steps. The first is for the description of the part to be clamped, selecting the type from those available. Plate, the one mostly used every time the user is dealing with plates, slabs, blocks, rectangular bars, or similar parts. Discontinuous plate, when the clamping surface has many discontinuity points or openings where contact with the magnet cannot be assured. Hollow profile, for empty closed profiles of any shape, except circular sections such as round pipes. Round plate, similar option to the simple plate, but when the profile is round. Each type of piece requires input of the main dimensions and the type of surface in contact with the magnet, between pre-machined and rough. If you do not know the dimensions and type of the workpiece, you can use a preset. By pressing the Fab button and then the Preset button, it is possible to view the list of pre-compiled cases from which to search for one similar to your own. By selecting a preset, the app fills in all the relative parameters and options also of the following steps, obviously starting from the first one. The user can always modify the inserted values to get even closer to his real case. The final result will be updated accordingly. The second step is about selection of the material of which the workpiece is constituted, by scrolling between the available ones or through a list to descend. For a simulation test through preset, you may keep the selected material. The third step allows you to choose the type of magnet and its accessories. The available magnetic plates are in the drop-down list. For the clamping conditions, we have several options in detail. Direct clamping, with low or high fixed expansions, with mobile expansions, with or without mechanical side stops. The Help page specifies many aspects of the different options, such as when the fixed PVF polar expansions are considered high or low, when side stops are recommended, what to do in case of polar plates, etc. Depending on the geometry of the part, the app alerts you with an error or warning message if there are problems with the correctness of the chosen magnetic plane type. The fourth step is for the machining conditions. You can select different types of milling from the scrolling options. In addition to the type, you can indicate the tool type from those compatible for the machining. The app provides a total of about 300 tool parameter combinations to help the user in finding cutting conditions similar to his own. Once all the information has been entered and the options defined, the Fab button starts to pulse, alerting you it's possible to launch the final evaluation by tapping on the Start button. The outcome of the simulation is indicated with the green, yellow, or red symbol and the following typical values. Clamping area, removal Tmax under input clamping conditions, required removal as a function of the cutting conditions. In case of critical or negative results, yellow or red, suggestions about limitations of processing parameters are displayed. The results of these evaluations are to be considered as initial orientation values, while the detailed report can be viewed by moving the simulation slider. Congratulations! You have correctly carried out the simulation. To modify the parameters, just go back. To set a new simulation, you can use the Side button. At the end of the simulation, report and results can be emailed to you by your Schunk or SPD contact after request of some information. To run a simulation on radial magnet applications, select the MGT-MTR option. The simulation consists of 3 steps. The first is related to the characteristics of the workpiece. You must indicate its dimensions, type of magnetic chuck, type of surface, and material. Once the geometry of the piece is defined, the app asks you to choose a magnet with which to clamp it among those present in the appropriate list. The app will perform basic checks to ensure that the chosen magnet is geometrically compatible with the part. Material and quality of the surface affect machining efforts, magnetic permeability, thus on the final result of the evaluation we are carrying out. Again, a set of presets is made available by accessing the Fab button. You can view the preset specifications and choose one. Step 2 allows you to select a machining operation, such as diametral turning, facing, or grooving, and enter the relevant parameters. The app will automatically perform basic checks, such as rotation speed lower than maximum allowed value, correctness of depth of cut or feed rate. Different clamping conditions are also indicated for radial chucks, through 3 options available for pole extensions. You are also asked to confirm or not to confirm the use of side mechanical aids. The lower part of the page shows details of the pole extensions, i.e., recommended quantities, types, and positioning diameters. 3 different widths of standard expansions are available. The app suggests the most common intermediate 50mm types to start with. The user can change them if required, for example, by selecting wider types to increase the clamping surface and thus the force. When all information and options are entered or chosen, the Fab key will start pulsing to allow the simulation to be launched using the Start key. The final outcome of the simulation is shown with colored symbols and a value of the safety factor parameter. The safety factor tells the user how far the input conditions are from the clamping capacity of the magnet selected for the evaluation. The recommended safety factor values for green, yellow, or red situations may change as certain aspects change. The help page explains the details. A full report can be viewed, as for the MFP wizard, using the appropriate slider. The results of these evaluations are to be considered as initial orientation values. If you have any further questions about the simulation, please contact our Schunk or SPD experts. Thank you for taking the time to view this tutorial. Enjoy working with the Magnos Simulator app.